So our last step here is going to be your first step going forward in all the rest of the assignments. So this is intentionally backwards because you couldn't have possibly known how to do the first step until you knew what to expect and what to see. But the first step in other exercises is going to be going to your plan. So you can see basic GUI plan. Well, there's one of these out there for several of them. An e-check plan, a prescription plan, RPS plan. Um, I don't think PyLabs has it, but anyway, you're going to be creating a plan using a Word doc. So again, you shouldn't write your code first. There'll be a picture here for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to use whatever tool you want to. I'm going to grab this picture right here. I'm going to go to Paint, for example. You can do it right in the Word doc if you know how to do that as well. But you're going to come up with a plan for how you're going to lay this out. There's not necessarily a wrong answer for this, or necessarily a wrong way to do this, but I'm going to show you a way to do this in case you're not sure. So we started to do this before. I'm going to create a box in this case. I'm going to use green here, and I'm going to pop the green around here. And I'm going to use the line tool here. And maybe I'm going to use the light green here to show the lines inside of this. So I want to lay out, in this case, and I'm going to label, excuse me, my grid, right? So I can say, okay, well, this is the oops, let me go to the dark green here. That'll be, oops, shoot. Sorry, I'll go to dark green, text, encouragement frame, grid, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, excuse me, is what I have going on. And just give an idea for yourself of how you plan on laying this out, right? And then I can, for example, I'm going to put some text down here and I'll say this is a photo image packed. And then this is a label packed full. What was that called? Let's see. Go look at our code again. Fill is fill both, right? So this helps us to lay out what are the placements of this. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to create this frame. I'm going to put the grid and everything else like that. And then once you have your image, in this case, I'm going to come through and select the whole thing. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it right here. And there's my image, right? I've labeled it. Again, if you wanted to do this all in Word and drag and drop components, you can do that way. I like the Paint because it allows me to draw right over it. And then my component list is what I was planning on doing up there. So I have my so let's see. I have a frame, and this is the encouragement frame to organize the inputs. Right? Just tell me what these are and what they are, what they're for. So I have a label, encouragement, input label. And then I have an entry, which is not exactly rocket science here, the entry that's going to go in here. And then I have a text item, which is my tribute input. Most of these will be a little bit more obvious because the displays will be more. I mean, we know what we built in retrospect. Then we have a photo image, which is the logo mascot. You can also talk about the label, which is the shower of the logo mascot. We know it's here, so I'm going to put it in, but you might not think that far ahead. It's not necessarily the end of the world. I'm not looking for a perfect list here. I just want to know that you've accounted for all the things that show up. And then we also have a label here. Oh, I forgot one thing up above, which is the tribute display. And one other thing, I forgot the button. Right? So what I'm looking for is your list of widgets, and I'm looking for your layout plan. Now, your events will come eventually, and for the most part, the events are just a button. So I'm not super worried about that. You'll code that. But what I want you to think about before you build the GUIs is how do I what things do I need to build and where are they going to go? And so you have this plan. You can look at this plan and say, okay, well, this is 0, 0, this is 0, 1, this is 1, 0, span of 2, this is 2, 0, span of 2. You know, this idea for how you're going to lay out your grid, where you're going to get your components, are you going to create subframes inside of here to make things easier, as we did in this case. And again, I don't know that I'm looking for a specific answer for you, but I am looking for a plan. I'm looking to help organize your thoughts. So build these beforehand. They're worth separate points. I don't know that I'm going to require them necessarily, but I might. So it's probably worth spending, in this case, the 5 minutes to throw one together and help organize your work, and then just get used to thinking in terms of display layout formats that Python offers.